You know, there's something many men over the age of 55 don't dare ask but silently fear. Is masturbation secretly destroying my prostate? Or perhaps, could it be a quiet way the body is healing itself without us even knowing? One man once confided to me, "I feel guilty every time I do it, but I can't stop myself." So, the question is, does that guilt even need to exist? Let me tell you something even many doctors rarely say outright. The prostate, a small gland deep within a man's body, can be greatly affected by this private habit, but not in the way you might think. What I'm about to share may surprise you, because science has changed, perspectives have changed, and sexual health, especially in older ages, no longer something we should hide. So, if you've ever woken up in the middle of the night to pee 3, 4 times, or felt like your body was losing its fire, stay with me, because what I'm about to say may help you understand why, and maybe, just maybe, help you reclaim the confidence you've long lost. And if you've ever been ashamed about masturbation, let me tell you about a study involving more than 32 men over 18 years. As you listen, do you see yourself in any of this? If so, don't stop now, because the next part might be exactly what you need to hear. I remember one evening having tea with Uncle Toomey neighbor, over 70, always cheerful, always healthy. That day, he suddenly leaned in and whispered, "Hey, lately I've been getting up 3-4 times a night to pee. It's exhausting, but I haven't told anyone." I looked at him and saw in his eyes both fatigue and a little embarrassment. Like many older men, perhaps he never imagined this tiny thing called the prostate could cause so much trouble. The prostate's strange name, but it's been silently with us our whole lives. About the size of a walnut, just beneath the bladder, it wraps around the upper part of the urethra. Its job, to produce the fluid that nourishes sperm. But after the age of 50, it becomes troublesome. It begins to enlarge a process called benign prostatic hyperplasia. Though not cancer, the results are unpleasant. Trouble peeing, weak stream, nighttime urination, burning, even infection. Some endure it in silence. Others blame it on drinking too much water. But no one tells them this is a common sign of a prostate issue. The danger lies in ignorance. And ignorance leads to sleepless nights, exhaustion, and fear about aging unsteadily. I believe we must speak the truth, not to scare, but to awaken. Because the prostate doesn't just affect performance. It affects daily life. A full night's sleep. A painless pee. These are simple joys, but precious ones. Do you agree? If you do, come with me to the next part, where you'll learn how something private, like masturbation, might just be the key to a healthier prostate. And perhaps, like Uncle Two, you too will be surprised by what a small change can do. Your body still knows how to heal. Trust it, even now. Your body is wiser than your doubts. I once spoke with a man in his 60s, weathered face, silent eyes. After a long pause, he whispered, almost afraid, "Hey, is it strange if I still masturbate? I'm getting older now, and I don't know if it's harming me." That simple question, spoken so softly, carried a heavy, hidden fear that many men over 55 quietly carry. Embarrassed, afraid of being judged, worried it might hurt their health, and sometimes ashamed for still holding on to a need that seems like it belongs only to the young. But science has a very different answer. Multiple studies, including a famous one tracking over 32 men for 18 years, have revealed a surprising truth. Men who ejaculated regularly, whether through sex or masturbation, had a significantly lower risk of prostate cancer. Did you hear that right? Yes, you did. Ejaculation, a private, often unspoken act, may actually help relieve pressure on the prostate. Why? Because the prostate acts like a small storage hub. When its fluid builds up for too long without release, it can lead to mild inflammation, pain, or sluggish function. But when released regularly, natural flow is restored, and the prostate performs more smoothly. Some studies even suggest that it helps balance male hormones often disrupted as we age. Now, let me be clear. I'm not encouraging excess. But if you've ever blamed yourself or believed you were abnormal for still having physical desires, please stop. Your body may be doing exactly what it needs to restore balance. And if done mindfully, respectfully, it's not just a physical act, but a part of self-care. Quiet, private, but deeply human. Are you surprised? If you've ever hidden this part of yourself, then stay with me. The next part will guide you through what to avoid, so this natural habit doesn't become a harmful one, and your prostate gets the care it truly deserves. Even in silence, your body speaks. Let's learn how to listen. You're not broken. You're still beautifully whole. I remember sitting in on a casual chat between old friendsmen well into their 60s, joking as usual. One of them nodded solemnly and said, "Boys, masturbating at our age, it ruins your body, shortens your life, weakens you." Suddenly, the room went silent. No one argued, but no one nodded with conviction either. I smiled gently and asked, "Are you sure that's true? Or have you just heard it so many times, you assumed it was?" The truth is, far too many wrong beliefs have taken root in our minds. Older men carry guilt, shame, or even think they're perverted if they still feel desire or masturbate. They've been told masturbation causes cancer, weakens the body, harms mental health, and is immoral. But let me say this clearly and honestly. That is not true. Today's science says the opposite. Masturbation, when done healthily and in moderation, does not harm you. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less of a man. In fact, it can ease stress, improve sleep, and calm the mind. And as we've learned, regular ejaculation even benefits prostate health. As for the belief that older men should stop altogether, that's a cruel misunderstanding. Sexuality, in any form, is a natural part of being human. It doesn't vanish just because our hair turns gray. Desire, connection, or even a simple physical need, they still exist. Whether you're 60 or 70 or older. So if you're feeling confused, embarrassed, or quietly burdened by these thoughts, I want you to know this. You are not alone. And you are not wrong. Your body is still doing what it was designed to do: seek balance. Understanding this truth won't just help you live healthier, it will help you live with less shame. Has anything I've said made you see yourself differently? If questions still remain, the next part will help you find that balance so that caring for yourself never turns into quiet dependence. Because understanding your body is the first step to living freely. You deserve peace, not punishment. Your desires are human, not shameful. I remember a man in his early 70s who came to me one Celian, quiet, his smile hesitant. He hadn't even warmed the chair before whispering, "Doctor, I heard masturbation is good for the prostate, but is it bad if I do it every day?" To some, that question might sound naive. But truthfully, it's a question many men silently carry. Because once a man learns that this act isn't wrong, another concern appears. How much is enough, and how much is too much? Just like food, exercise, and emotion, sexual habits, whether shared or solo, need balance. Sexual health experts recommend 2 to 4 times a week as a safe, healthy frequency for middle-aged and older men. At that rate, the prostate stays active, hormones stay balanced, blood flow improves, yet the body remains energized, not drained. But let me be clear. That number isn't a strict rule. It's a suggestion, not a scoreboard. Only your body knows what's too much or too little. If after each release you feel relaxed, sleep better, and feel grounded, that's a good sign. But if you feel drained, anxious, or if the habit becomes compulsive, affecting sleep, appetite, or relationships, then it may be time to pause and reevaluate. Some men turn to masturbation to ease loneliness. Some out of boredom. And when it stops being a light pleasure and becomes a shadowy secret filled with guilt or restlessness, that's when it's no longer about health, it's about habit. Balance is not about suppression, nor is it indulgence. It's listening gently, kindly to your own rhythm. Sometimes, all it takes is asking, "How do I feel now?" Because the body never lies, and it always knows the right answer when we're willing to hear it. You see, this small topic carries big meaning. And if you've ever asked, "Am I overdoing it?" then just ask your body, "How do I feel after?" That answer is your truth. And if you still feel unsure, don't go anywhere. The next part will help you recognize the early warning signs from your prostate. Because to live strong and peaceful, we must first learn to listen well. You're allowed to feel and still live wisely. Balance is listening to what your body whispers. I once met an elderly man, about 65 tall, thin, with a shy smile but worried eyes. He said softly, "I keep waking up to pee." At first I blamed drinking water. Then I thought, maybe it's just age. But now it's getting worse. I sleep badly, and every morning I'm exhausted. I didn't interrupt. I just asked gently, "Do you find it hard to start peeing? Or notice a weak stream?" He paused, then nodded. And in his eyes, the worry deepened. Because for the first time, he realized this might not be just aging. You see, many older men believe frequent nighttime urination, difficulty starting, or weak flow is just natural. But what's natural isn't always normal. These may be early warning signs from the prostate, a small gland, yes, but one that casts a long shadow on a man's well-being. When the prostate starts to enlarge, even if benignant presses on the urethra, that's what causes the weak stream, the interruptions, the pushing to pee. Some feel the urge even after urinating. Some stand there for minutes, waiting for just a trickle. In more severe cases, there's burning, even pain during ejaculation, and sometimes blood in the urine or semen. That's when fear really sets in. But still, many men keep silent. Worse still are the dull, lingering aches in the lower back, or perineum, the space between anus and genitals. That feeling, like something heavy is quietly pressing down. If ignored, these symptoms can lead to infections, bladder stones, even kidney damage. I don't say this to frighten you. I say it because the body always whispers before it screams. The question is, will we listen? If you're someone you love has noticed any of these signs, don't brush them off. Going to the doctor isn't weakness. It's responsibility. It's love for yourself and for those who care about you. And many times, just small lifestyle changes done early can prevent much larger problems later on. Have you felt any of these symptoms before? If so, please remember, no one blames you. And you're not alone. In the next part, we'll explore small daily habits that can protect your prostate naturally and effectively. Because good health isn't a dream. It's something you deserve every single day. Listen to the signs. They're your body's way of protecting you. You can still sleep through the night with peace. One day, I asked an old man well into his 70s, always sharp and full of life, "What's your secret? You never complain about your prostate like most men your age." He chuckled gently and said, "There's no magic, son. Just a few small daily habits I never skipped. They keep me strong." And I nodded. Because the truth is, health doesn't always come from big things. Sometimes, It comes from the small, steady steps we often overlook. Habit 1. Smart eating. He told me, every week, he ate at least 2 meals of fatty fish, salmon, or sardines. They fight inflammation and help the heart and prostate. He ate plenty of vegetables too, especially ripe tomatoes, rich in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant. He even roasted pumpkin seeds for snacks or added them to his porridge packed with zinc, vital for prostate function. Habit 2. Gentle movement. He didn't go to the gym. Each morning, he walked for 30 minutes around the neighborhood. That simple walk boosted blood flow to the pelvic region where the prostate sits. Sometimes he added light Kegel, exercises strengthening the pelvic floor to prevent leaks and support function. Habit 3. Hydration but smart timing. Drink enough, he said, so the kidneys stay clean and the bladder stays healthy. But don't drink too much near bedtime or you'll be up all night. He started every morning with warm lemon water to stimulate digestion and gently flush the system. Habit 4. Mental calm. He meditated, breathed deeply, and wrote in a journal every night. A quiet mind makes a peaceful body, he'd say. Chronic stress messes with your hormone sand that can inflame the prostate and damage intimacy. Habit 5. Sleep real, deep sleep. Sleep is the best medicine, he always reminded me. He went to bed early, ate light dinners, kept away from screens before bed, and read a few pages of a book. Every night he slept 7-8 hours peacefully, without nightmares. And each morning, he woke refreshed. You see? No expensive drugs. No complicated routines. Just small choices, repeated every day with care and patience. And if you, too, are looking for a way to protect your prostate, feel stronger, and live with ease, start with these. Because they work not by magic, but by consistency. How many of these habits have you tried? If there's one that's helped you, share it. Because your story might be the light someone else needs. And in the next part, I'll answer the most whispered questions, the ones many men never dare ask aloud, so we can all understand better and live lighter. Start small, stay steady, and health will come. Your habits shape your tomorrow. After every talk I give, I receive questions. Some written in shaky hands. Some typed with hesitation. Some never asked aloud, but you can feel them lingering in the silence. But I believe this. Only when a man dares to ask does he begin to truly care for his own health. And these, my friend, are the questions I hear most. Maybe they're yours too. First question. Doctor, is sex better than masturbation? The truth is both have benefits. When done with care and respect, either form can be healthy. Sex brings emotional connection, bonding, and joy beautiful for the heart and soul. But not every older man has a partner. And in those cases, masturbation done gently and respectfully still supports prostate health and hormonal balance. Second question. I heard masturbation causes erectile dysfunction. Is that true? Masturbation itself doesn't harm you. But if done too often, or always with porn, your body may become desensitized, needing extreme stimulation to respond. So it's not the act that hurts. It's how you do it. Moderation, presence, and variety keep the body responsive. Third question. What if I just stop completely? Is that better? Sounds noble, right? But full abstinence for long periods can lead to congestion in the prostate, mild inflammation, discomfort, even reduced function. Like an old faucet left unused, it gathers rust. The body needs movement, not too much, not too little. A healthy flow keeps the engine clean. Fourth and most tender question. I'm 70. Should I give up on sex forever? Absolutely not, unless a medical issue says otherwise. At any age, The need to love and feel love, to connect emotionally and physically, still lives in us. As long as you feel safe, healthy, and both partners agree, intimacy isn't just allowed. It's healing. It's life-giving. It's one of the purest medicines of the soul. I know. It takes courage to speak about these things when you're past 60. But once you understand, you'll realize you are not broken, and you are not alone. And maybe, just maybe, you'll be the one to help a friend, a brother, a partner open up too. To break the silence that's weighed on so many for too long. And if you still carry a question in your heart, write it to me. I'm still here, still listening. And in the final part, I'll leave you with one closing message. A warm, hopeful light to guide you onward in this journey of healing and strength. Every question you ask is a step closer to peace. You have the right to ask, to feel, to heal. I know. When you're past 50, past 60, even the smallest change in your body can lead to 1,000 silent thoughts, especially when it involves something delicate, something you wouldn't speak about to your children, maybe not even to your wife, not even to your oldest friend. Masturbation, the prostate, your sexuality. Just saying those words feels heavy. But silence? Silence weighs far more, because silence keeps you from understanding your body. And without understanding, how can you take care of it properly? But now you've heard the truth, and maybe something in you has shifted. There is no shame in still having desire. There is no fault in wanting to live fully with strength, health, and closeness. And no one, not your age, not your past, gets to tell you you're less than because of your body's needs. That fire inside you, even with gray hair and wrinkled skin, is still sacred, still worthy, still alive. And if after listening to all this, you feel something has softened inside, a little sigh of relief, a tiny release of fear, or simply the thought, maybe I'm not alone, then I have done enough. Enough to keep going. Enough to tell more stories. So that people like you, like me, like Uncle Two, like Mr. Krenner, years ago, can look at ourselves with less judgment and more compassion. Because I believe health is not just the absence of disease. It is when a man knows how to treat himself kindly, when he understands what his body is saying, when he's no longer afraid to speak the words he once buried, and when he walks each day not because he is perfect, but because he is honest with himself. If you've walked this far with me, if you too are on a journey to reclaim your strength, your peace, your confidence, then I hope this story has reached you. You can leave me a few words in the comments. Nothing long, nothing fancy, just something to let me know you're still there, and that I wasn't telling this story into the void. And if today's message helped you, click like, hit subscribe. Not for my sake, but because out there, someone like you is waiting in silence. And maybe this message will reach him too. And if you click the bell icon, we won't lose each other in the next story. Thank you for listening, for really listening, with your heart. See you in the next video, where we'll walk once more side by side, on this road of understanding, of self-respect, and quiet power. Let growing old be not a burden, but the most beautiful journey of all. Your body is still worthy of love. Always. Growing older means living deeper.